for women's boxing, obviously you're taking the belts home. In terms of the whole card, how did it make you feel being a part of the show?
To be a part of this show was everything. Not only to be boxing, but to be a part of something that is legendary. The fact that we were able to put on a card like this, not the first time, but a second time, and really build for this fight. It made for an amazing fight, and we had the best of the best fighting the best, and so I'm very blessed to be part of that movement.
And of course, in terms of your own fight, it was very close. There's talk of not having the rematch. Are you sure you don't want to take on Maya again?
She doesn't deserve a rematch. For me, I'm going for undisputed. I want Choi next. This is what I planned on. This is what I talked about, and this is what we're going to do.
And underneath you, it literally says legacy. So going forward, how do you want this event to be judged, and how do you want your own career to be judged?
Honestly, the world still hasn't seen the best of me. I'm still progressing every day. I'm still not satisfied as an athlete. I always want to keep striving to be the best I can be, and I would continue to go back to the gym and train my ass off.
And what did it mean for you to be taking those belts home?
It means everything. I spoke about it. I was confident in the way I spoke about why I wanted these belts and how I was going to take these belts, and solidifying my spot in women's boxing, in boxing.
Congratulations,
thank you.
Alycia, many congratulations on your win. It was a fantastic fight. I know how much it means to you as well. In terms of obviously Naya as an opponent, throughout the whole week there's been an incredible build-up between you guys. It's felt a lot like animosity. Now that the fight's over with, is there a underlying respect there?
There is. If you've seen after the fight, I went to give her a hug. I told her thank you. Again, I'm always going to show great sportsmanship. This is the fight game, but at the end of the day, I still respect you. I wasn't showing that until after the fight. But I'm thankful that we were able to build this fight up. We got a lot of eyes on this fight, a lot on the sport. And honestly, this was the best rivalry. I don't know if we'll have another one like that, but it was great.
In terms of obviously, you guys had 10 rounds in there, 2 minutes. It felt like we were at round 1, and then all of a sudden it was round 10. It went so quickly. And there's been lots of conversation about women's boxing moving to 3-minute rounds. Is that something that you're in favor of?
Listen, those rounds went so fast, and I like the 3 minutes. I think it allows just more time. You get to warm up that first minute, and then you start being offensively the last minute, and we want more output, and that extra minute will give us that. Thank you.
Cool question. Congratulations, Alycia. You've had your biggest nights in boxing in the UK, of course, against Terry Harper, and now against Mikaela. How much does it mean to you to take this whole legacy back to the United States and have a big fight there, head down in your hometown?
It means everything. Honestly, to be fighting in the UK, the fans love the sport. They respect the women fighters. They respect boxing. And to take this back is legendary. I, again, fought in her backyard. I was the underdog. I did have people, doubting me and saying that Mikaela was, she was the favorite, that I wasn't going to win, but I proved everybody wrong, and I became the unified champion of the world tonight.
Of course, going into the fight was very confident. You said you was going to go for it. Did the fight go exactly how you planned it to go, or was it similar to how you planned it?
Honestly, Mikaela fought my game plan, really. She thought she was going to box me, but I'm the better boxer. I showed that my jab is sharp. I showed my movement. I showed my feints. And she couldn't get past that. She didn't know what else to do with that. And then when you get hit, you got to adjust every time.
When the split decision got called, was there any doubts in your mind that it could possibly go the other way?
No doubts. I felt it in my spirit that this was for me, that I claimed this moment, that I would become unified champion of the world. And even though I heard that first scorecard, I knew that the third one was for me. So I'm thankful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Alycia, what did you make of the atmosphere today? It was electric from the start, but the last 2 fights, the atmosphere was electric. What did you make of it when you entered the ring?
Man, listen, just standing out there, seeing the biggest crowd that I ever fought in, just looking up and saying, wow, like women did this. We did this for the sport of boxing, and we made history tonight. It was a great card, and the fans came out. We had so many eyes. I can't wait to hear how many numbers we did in this fight, honestly.
Ben, the same thing to yourself. Did you expect it to be as electric as it was tonight?
No, I think the first time it felt big, and then the second time it felt even bigger. Obviously, thank you to the media as well, because without the media getting behind something like this and really, really pushing it, I felt like it was everyone was doing it within boxing and outside of boxing. So, yeah, to see it all come together like that, the atmosphere, the arena was 75% full at 8 o'clock, and that is a special thing for boxing. That usually doesn't happen. So the full card, it was an amazing experience for Lauren Price and Caroline Dubois and Carrie Harting's daughter box in front of that many people, and then to have fights like that at the end where it really is the biggest advert you could possibly ask for women's sport in front of an audience like this, an audience in the UK. I'm told it was huge in the US as well, in terms of the attention it was getting. That was a big moment tonight, and it felt like a big moment, and yeah, massive, massive thing for the whole sport.
Adam, just to yourself as well, you've been around this game for a long, long time. Did you expect the female boxing to get to this stage this quickly?
I think it's amazing what happened tonight. I think it's been building for a long time. You know, I've been around since the days of Jane Couch, who was an early pioneer. But I think 2012 changed things. John and I were at the Katie Taylor-Tasha Jonas fight, which was just electric in the amateurs. And I think that changed something with us. And obviously Katie and Clarissa and Nicola all winning golds, and then Katie turning professional with us. With Eddie and Matchroom was a real change, and we took a chance with it, and Chantel Cameron and Terry Harper and everyone followed. And I think that we've just all come to a point where it's time to recognise these amazing women for what they do. I think they're just fantastic, and it was brilliant having such a strong card from top to bottom. I think the youngsters will have learned so much on it. As Ben said, the trio of Olympians were just to fight in front of a huge crowd like that, and to give the performances they did with almost no nerves, and they were just wonderful. And then to have the two main fights as exciting as they were, as close as they were, I just think it's great. You talk to the fans who are going home, and everyone had a wonderful night. And I'm hoping that this will just have transferred, you know, from the viewing numbers, that we get a bigger and better audience in boxing. And it was a great night. And so, yeah, congratulations to Alycia, but also to Mikaela, to Clarissa, and to Savannah. I think they all covered themselves in glory tonight.
Was this just a one-off, or do you have to do more all-female cards?
No, this is the start of something. I mean, it's not the start, it's the growth, isn't it? I mean, we first all-female card in the UK. Brilliant, but it doesn't mean we have to do more of them. All female, we can mix and match. What we do know is that the females can top cards. I've said it all along at Sky for many years that I wanted Katie Taylor to be in the first pay-per-view fight. It didn't quite happen, but I tell you what, I'm really glad this wasn't a box office night, so everyone could see how good these women are. It's absolutely fantastic. We've had an amazing build-up twice. You know, Alycia and Mikaela and all the sparks there, and then they delivered in the ring. And same with Clarissa and Savannah. You know, Clarissa was incredible, and Savannah's effort, I mean, I'm so proud of her as well. There was no losers tonight, in my opinion.
Ben, how important is it that promoters get together for events like this? We've got Frank Smith there for Matchroom.
Hey.
Matchroom have been a big part of sort of promoting female fighting as well as Sky Sports in the past. So how important is it that promoters get together for events like this?
Yeah, I think in women's sport, in the women's boxing, it's even more important, because there's only the obvious fights right now and the biggest fights that have to be made, and I think everyone's acted with common sense, and we've seen what's been delivered. And obviously Frank representing Alycia and Mikaela being represented by Top Rank, and then the main event, it's incredible. And we had the biggest fights we could possibly make in the sport all on one card. It was a special night, and I hopefully it brings a lot of lessons into men's boxing. Even the way that they carry themselves, even the ring walks, even everything they did in the build-up. I think they were ultimate professionals. Even when it got postponed, there's no way we would have had such a smooth ride. in the men's sport, and I think that's testament because they knew they were fighting for themselves, but also fighting for the sport, and an incredible night.
I think we should add, in 5 weeks, to have everybody back here is testament to how much, firstly, the fighters wanted to be on this show, and secondly, the different promoters. We said whether it's Franco Matchroom, whether it's us at Boxer, whether it's Top Rank, Mick Hennessy, Dimitri Salita, everybody wanted this back on, and we've delivered, or they've delivered. The women we know are so good have delivered, and now they're going to have their name in the lights. And I've seen these young kids around ringside tonight, and they're looking up just like Caroline Dubois was in 2012 when she was an 11-year-old kid, and you could see the reaction when she got the stoppage tonight. I mean, with that crowd, isn't that inspirational? I think that's just going to grow and grow.
Alycia, I know you said you don't want to face her next, but would you consider facing her again at some point in the future? One, because it was a good fight, but also, if you look on social media, there are some people saying the decision was controversial.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fighter at heart, and I know that she wants to move up to 135, and I eventually want to move up to 135, so I guess we'll be chasing each other. But yeah, I would like to fight her again.
And is the beef over?
Probably not.
She's got time for 2 more, please.
Alycia, congratulations. But the reaction, you would have to say, was a bit mixed from fans. Did that take away anything from the victory, or are you still happy enough with how it planned out?
I was still happy. I was just happy to be in that moment. I'm happy for the opportunity that I was able to perform on a big stage, you know, in front of thousands of people, and just having this victory and for my family back at home. It was everything, so I just enjoyed every moment of it. Thank you.
So finally, what's your message for the young girls that were watching tonight and want to follow in your footsteps and the rest of the night?
Yeah, my message to the young girls is continue to train hard, continue to believe in yourself, continue to keep moving forward in life when you do have a no, or when you do have doubters and you do have the haters and you have people, you know, telling you you're not going to win or you're not that good. Believe in yourself, because that's all that matters. It's one thing that Tony told me, is just to believe in you. And that's really important, that you really self-reflect, because you can do anything you put your mind to. And I did that. I'm an example of that I was able to not only beat Terry Harper in her backyard, but beat, you know, quote unquote, the best girl at 130, Mikaela Mayer, in her backyard, as well as the underdog. And so that's a true story of, you know, the underdog always prevails.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.